Hello, everyone. It's not a secret that dogs are very smart and loyal animals. They are good at sensing danger and are always ready to come to the rescue in a difficult situation. The story that I will tell you today has touched the hearts of millions of people around the world. So watch till the end. Family is what makes us what we are. We get our first teacher and first friend in our family. If you have a family, you know that you have someone to fall back on. A happy family is the key to a happy life. The Robbles were one happy family. Isla Robbles, her husband, and her two kids made the best family. It got even better when they adopted Lola, a golden Labrador. In no time, she became everyone's favorite. However, their perfect lives suffered a blow when Lola went missing one day. She had disappeared without a trace, leaving so many questions behind. Did someone take her with them, or did she just run away? And most importantly, where was she? The family was no more a happy family, but the twist was still to come. After a year, Isla received a phone call from a stranger that changed everything. Nobody likes to say goodbye to their closed ones. What worse is not getting a chance to say goodbye to them? That is what happened to the Robbles family. They were deeply in love with their furry and chubby dog. It was an integral part of their family. However, one day it went missing without a trace. The family was devastated when they learned about it. Lola is a golden Labrador by breed. She is a playful and friendly dog. It's because of her adorable nature, the dog managed to win everyone's heart who came across her. Isla and her kids considered her a big part of their family. She was the best friend of both the kids, but soon she went missing. This heartbreaking incident took place in 2016. The family live in Texas. They love dogs, and that is why they had adopted a golden Labrador a few years ago and named her Lola. It was a nice addition to their family. The kids had grown very fond of her over time. It won't be wrong to say that she completed the family. However, all their happiness turned to sorrow when the dog disappeared into thin air. It was the summer of 2016. They looked for her everywhere, but she was nowhere to be found. Months passed by, but her location still remained unknown. Was she gone for good? Now the family had begun to lose all hopes. Isla Robbles is a dog person. She had adopted Lola from a local animal shelter. She believes that dogs bring positivity to the house. They are humans' best friend and also helps in doing away with stress. She can't think of any drawbacks. Lola was exactly what she wanted. Isla Robbles is a mother of Jesslyn and Joshua Robbles. Well, she is also a mother to Lola. She is in her mid-30s. The woman is known for her warm nature in her neighborhood. Isla had her heart set upon Lola the moment she saw her. This is how Lola entered Robbles' life. Living with the suspicion and fear for Lola was not easy for the family. Isla did not know where was she and in what condition. They did not adopt another dog as they feared. Another one would end up in the same way. Isla assumed that as Lola was very playful and friendly by nature, she must have followed someone and got lost, or maybe some stranger took her away. They suspected if they were ever going to figure out how and where had she gone, the kids would wait for her every day. They had installed a microchip inside her in case she ever goes missing. But unfortunately, that was of no help when she actually got lost. They counted on that when she went missing, but unfortunately heard nothing. What concerned them more was the fact that, in the past, Lola would always find her way back home in case she would go out on the street. They were expecting the same this time too, but unfortunately, she did not return. Isla asked her neighbors if they have seen Lola anywhere. Some of their neighbors did tell that they have seen her, but every time it was a different dog. Golden Labrador is quite a popular dog, and that is what made it difficult to trace her back. If we go by the records based on a survey conducted in 2012, the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals found that only a very few dogs that were lost managed to reunite with their owners. Over 80% of them had to spend their lives in shelters after being rescued. The family had given up all hope now. A year had passed by and there was no news of Lola. They moved on and made peace with the fact that they were never going to find Lola. But as they say, life is all about unexpected stuff. Just when the family thought they have lost her, something miraculous happened. Isla was busy with her chores when she got a call from an unknown number. She learned it was from Dallas Animal Services. They had a piece of news for her. The woman was floored when she heard what the caller had to say. She left off what was she doing and rushed to the shelter. The center had found Lola. She was healthy and alive. This much information was enough for Isla to come running to the shelter. She did not tell her kids as she wanted to make sure on her own first. She spotted her playing around. She was there waiting for her. So how did they find Lola after so many months? Well, it was the chip that actually brought Lola back to Robles. Though it took them 1 year to reach her, they finally did it. Isla still was having a hard time believing that Lola had been found. Lola looked even better. She appeared well-fed and healthy. Isla assumed that the family Lola was living with took really good care of her. Isla was in tears on seeing her. Want to know what happened when Lola saw her? She came running back to her. She jumped on her body and hugged her tightly. You could tell Lola too was very happy about seeing her. She jumped on her as if she was waiting long for her to come back. It was a heart-melting moment. Isla couldn't wait to tell her kids about that. However, Isla had a fantastic idea in her mind. She decided to give a surprise to her children who had been waiting for Lola for a long time. She drove back to her house with Lola in the car. She was not going to break the news in a conventional way. She took a family friend on board to record the reaction of her kids. It was going to be an amazing moment. She pulled over the car right in front of her house door and told her kids to come out. Well, her daughter and son came running outside. The clip began from the kitchen. The woman who is recording the video asks the kids in the kitchen to go out and greet the mom who had just arrived in the house. Well, the kids go outside and get a sense that something is odd. They saw their mom standing next to her SUV. She has that big, enigmatic smile on her face that makes the kids grow even more suspicious. The kids make their way towards her wondering what their mom is up to. It's then Jesslyn sees some fur. Jesslyn, all excited, sprints towards the SUV and exclaims, "What the heck? Did you get a dog?" Clearly, that is what they had thought. Getting another dog in place of Lola was not going to make up for their beloved lost pooch. However, their confusion fades away when Lola jumps out of the car. The kids looked at the dog all stunned. Jesslyn, who was holding a ball in her hands, tightens her grip on seeing the pooch. Isla, on seeing her all stunned, explains to her that the dog is none other than their own Lola. She says jovially, "It's Lola." Well, the revelation is followed by cries and laughing. Thereafter, the family goes for a tight group hug with Lola in the center. Isla explained, "We have Lola back. Do you believe it?" Joshua and Jesslyn couldn't help but cry and demand more hugs. Whereas Lola rushed inside the house to see if anything had changed. The dog checked from part to the inside of the house. Clearly, Lola too missed the place big time. Well, this all was nothing short of a dream for them. Isla said, "Can you believe we have Lola?" Kids who are on the 9th floor keep kissing their mom and Lola. The kid also asked Isla how did she find Lola. They all had lost hopes. Isla explains with a smile that the sweet girl was found on the street by a passerby who informed a shelter. Thereafter, the shelter took her in, and it was quite easy to track her home, thanks to the microchip. Because she has a chip, they were able to call us and say, "We found your dog." After that, Isla goes on to tell her children, everybody rubs her belly. She missed everybody. This is the Dodo's published video. They have also added a caption to it. This dog is about to reunite with her family after she was missing for over a year. No need to say the clip drove people crazy. It warmed many hearts and made many people cry. As they say, the reunion of a pet and its owner is always an emotional one. This one actually takes the cake. The video made many people cry and their hearts smile. One of the users who watched the video dropped a comment, "Okay, I'm crying but tears of joy." The user also pointed towards the importance of chipping your pets. It's so important to get your pets chipped. That way dogs like Lola can be found and returned to their proper homes, concluded the user. So, after a year, the Robes were finally together. Those people who saw the video fell in love with Lola and showed their love for her by sharing and commenting on the video. One of them said, "A huge advocate for chipping and registration. It is important to microchip your dogs in order to prevent them from going astray." Then there's some who could not wrap their mind around the fact that if the dog was chipped already, why did it take a whole year to find her? One user wrote, "If Lola had a chip and that's how they managed to find the owners, why was she gone for over a year?" Dallas Animal Services said that perhaps the dog was living with another family who could never figure out that the pooch had a chip inside her, thanks to her fur and chubby body. Moreover, the family she was living with was clearly very fond of her. Well, this is still unknown whether the pooch was taken forcefully or someone just adopted her from the street. Whatever the case was, Lola was back in her house with her real family. The Robles are very thankful to Pooch's foster family for taking care of her. The family considers themselves lucky for being able to reunite with their dog. Unfortunately, it does not happen to every family who gets their dog missing. The Robbles now takes extra care when Lola goes out of the house. They don't want her to go disappear again. So, how do you like this story? Did you find it emotional too? Reuniting with what you lost a year ago is quite rare and extremely joyful. Do you know anyone with the same story? I hope you enjoyed it well. That's it for today. Rate this video, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time.